It's coming home. This is Sam Drinks Beer and this is the beer review. So today's beer comes from a brewery called Good Chemistry Brewing, and it is a can of their extra special, which, as you might imagine, is an extra special bitter, sometimes called an extra strong bitter. And there's nothing more English than an extra strong or special bitter. So, to celebrate, hopefully, England bringing it home on Sunday, I thought this would be the perfect beer to drink. So, yeah, let's crack it open and get it into a glass. I am partial to a good bitter. A very sort of brown, bronzy, coppery sort of colour. It's very lively. Very lively. Yep, smells like your classic bitter sort of notes of sort of toffee. Get a bit on my nose now. Always do that. Malt. Also, getting a sort of, weirdly, it's only, I mean, it's 5.6%. I'm getting quite a boozy sort of note. Almost like, quite rum-like, or maybe whiskey as well, but sort of, yeah. I know you'd almost get in sort of like barrel-aged stouts. It's really interesting. It's really dark as well. I mean, bitters tend to be sort of darkish, but not. This is quite dark. It's looking almost like a brown ale. Get a bit more in a can. I mean, I should be able to get a 440ml can in a pint glass. That's pretty poor form by me. But yeah, it smells really interesting. Yeah, it's such a sort of rum-like sort of smell. Rum and raisin ice cream. And sort of notes of bourbon as well, which is, yeah, almost, it smells, I said stout, barrel-aged stouts earlier, but actually kind of reminded me of a barley wine, the smell. Yeah, a bit of honey as well. Yeah, got some, come on guys, get the rest in. Oh, just about. Alright, let's see if it tastes like it smells. Cheers. Oh, getting it all over my tash. That's good. So getting a lot of sort of toffee caramel, sort of like slightly burnt, sort of caramelized brown sugar sort of taste, as well as sort of the raisin. Not getting that sort of rum as much, maybe a little bit, but not getting any bourbon now, like I was getting on the smell. But it's quite barley wine like in both the flavour and the smell. I mean, obviously it's not barley wine strength at 5.5%, but has obviously got this sort of bitterness you get with bitters, particularly on the sort of the back end. Actually, yeah, the bitterness is ramping up a bit actually. See what the can has to say. Quite a simple can design. I'm guessing, I think that's Good Thing Brewing's logo. But yeah, it's clean, but yeah, looks good, doesn't it? So we've got our award-winning extra special uses a combination of 7 different malts to create a rich, dark and complex beer. One of our favourite beers, one of our favourite times of the year. Fresh, modern and thoughtful beers from our brewery in Bristol, we aim to create good chemistry in its broadest sense. Through the beers we make, the relationships we form and the community we build. Cheers. So we've got 30% hoppiness, 76% maltiness, 45% bitterness, 60% sweetness. Other than that sort of brown sugar taste, I would say it's overly sweet. Theory, barley has been grown in space, meaning you could brew beer there if you really wanted to. Pairings, woolly jumpers, long walks and log fires. Stats, original gravity of 1.056, final gravity of 1.014, IBU of 48, and then 440ml can, which I had already guessed. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Could definitely imagine sinking a few of these in a pub. It's interesting that it says the sort of seems to allude that it's sort of a winter beer on here, because I did actually get this as part of Left-Handed Giant's summer pack, which had 6 Left-Handed Giant beers. I think I did obviously did the Left-Handed Giant one last week, but it has 6 Left-Handed Giant beers and 6 guest beers. This one, the guest beers. So, but yeah, it's nice. But it's sort of got its own thing going on. It's not just your standard best bitter you get in your pub. You know, your standard sort of black sheep best bitter, which is it's all right. You know, it's nothing special. But when done well, I do like sort of a good bitter when it's got a little bit more to it. You know, a few of the craft breweries have brewed bitters over the last sort of 12 months or so. I mean, I know A Day I have, Polly's have, I think. Obviously, Brew York have Maris the Otter, they've been doing that for a while. Yonder with Boogie. There are others, but that's just off the top of my head. Yes, it's good. I'd almost call it like a bitter barley wine hybrid, or maybe even just a sort of a light barley wine at 5.6%, because it does have a lot of barley wine qualities to it in the flavours. It's quite heavy, I must say. Sort of a style of beer was known for its sessionability. This one, despite not being a stupidly high ABV, is quite. It's fairly heavy, but it's got a good body on it. I don't mind that because it's got some good flavours. You know, it's a bit more sort of a bit more challenging than your average bitter, and I like that. Anyway, to rate it, it's a tough one to rate. I always say that though, don't I? Smells beautiful, some really interesting flavour notes coming through. You know, it's not just your standard bitter, it's got its own, very much its own thing going on without sort of going too far from the bitter style to sort of, so it, you know, gets completely lost, although it does have like I've mentioned, some barley wine-like qualities. Oh. I think as far as a bitter goes, it's one of the best I've had. Like I said, I like a good bitter, but mainly for sort of like the sessionability, and I wouldn't, but it does lack that sessionability. I find some bitters have, because it is quite heavy. But yeah, I think to rate it, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It tastes lovely, beautiful, interesting flavour notes. You know, a bit more to it than your average bitter. It would possibly score higher if it was just had a little bit sort of more quaffable, I think. You know, it's just a bit heavy for a bitter, because like I said, it's a style I associate with sessionability. I don't think this is the most sessionable beer I've ever had. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, which is 8 out of 10, so good rating. And yeah, thank you for watching. This been a review of Good Chemistry Brewing's Extra Special. Please check out my other videos. No pressure, but I'd love it if you liked, love it if you subscribed. And leave your thoughts in the comment section as always. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully England will be champions of the Euros next time I see you. Stay safe. Catch you later.